More now on Campaign 2016. Joining us now to break down the results of the Democratic race, Eyewitness News political analyst Joe Fleming. And big win for Hillary Clinton last night. She certainly put the brakes on Bernie Sanders' momentum in his campaign moving forward. Now, Bernie obviously from Brooklyn, but Hillary, she was the former senator there for New York. So that was still a pretty close race for those two.
It was. Keep in mind, the Bernie Sanders campaign outspent Hillary on media 2-1 in the state of New York. They put all their eggs in the basket to win the state of New York. However, it didn't happen. What we saw last night was exit polls showed among white voters, they were even. Among the minority voters, Hillary Clinton was winning 2-1. There's their margin of victory last night.
We heard a little while ago Bernie Sanders speaking out about the whole primary and how it was closed primary system, so those independent voters couldn't vote. Was that a big advantage for Hillary?
Absolutely. Hillary does very well among registered Democratic voters. Bernie Sanders does very well among the independent voters. By bringing independent voters in, that gap would have closed, I really believe. I think we're going to look in Rhode Island a week from now. Independent voters are allowed to vote in the Democratic primary, so that could really make it a little closer in the state of Rhode Island.
And you mentioned that moving forward, we have a lot of primaries, 5 of them coming up next Tuesday: Rhode Island, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Maryland. How does this all shake out for Bernie and Hillary?
Well, right now, I think the best spot for Bernie Sanders would be the 2 primaries in New England, Connecticut and Rhode Island, 2 areas where he's done well in the country so far. He really needs to win these 2 primaries in order to keep going. He has the money, he has supporters, he gets the crowds, but he's not getting the votes. That's his problem at this point. I think Rhode Island, Connecticut are probably his best shots to win. If she can sweep these 5 primaries next week, it's really going to be a real difficult challenge for Bernie. The votes aren't there for him. He's not getting any super delegates. Mathematically, it's almost impossible.
And if Hillary extends her lead with the primaries next week, does she now shift her focus to just focusing on Trump, and does she, stop talking about Bernie Sanders in her campaign events? I think she's going to stop talking about Bernie Sanders. I think right now she's getting the momentum back that she had lost. I think she's going to start focusing on the November election, but she has to keep Bernie Sanders in the rear window, because you never know. He doesn't go away. He's always there, so you can't ignore him totally. When you do, that's when you start to lose. All right, Joe, thank you. As always, you can find more in-depth coverage of Campaign 2016 online at WPRI.com.